Welcome to the Quick 10 podcast, brought to you by Trac, focusing on all things FedCon and cyber defense from different perspectives and different personalities, all in 10-ish minutes. Here's your host, Derek White.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Quick 10 podcast, here live and in person, technically recorded, but we're here at Cuick-CON Ecosystem Industry event in Orlando, Florida. And I'm joined today by known you for many years, but haven't had you on yet, so first time in the hot seat. Toby, or Tobias, I go by Toby because I think we've made it past that threshold.
We're there.
From MNS Group. A little bit about you, Toby, before we get into some of the questions around what you guys do and how it applies to this industry.
Well, I'm the co-CEO of MNS Group, an MSP, ESP, that's been in business since 1999. But in 2017, we shifted to government contractors and compliance. We are a C3PAO, and we're sort of the C3PAO to C3PAOs. We try to help make C3PAOs and support them.
We're going to talk about that because that is a uniqueness piece that we're going to get into. I do remember, we did not talk about this, where I first engaged with you in conversation, and it was brilliant. Because I spoke somewhere, I don't remember, San Diego at some event back in the day, and it was a very tough topic because I was given the topic versus the topic I was preparing for, and it was around ESPs, and it was around, I don't remember what it was titled, but I hadn't met you yet, and really needed the engagement from your perspective, our perspective, to get more people engaged in the room. That was probably 3 years ago, maybe 4.
Yeah.
So the world is a little different now, so I'm glad that it was able to get you to step aside here quick because you do speak tomorrow on a panel. So I want to talk a little bit about that. But you mentioned the C3PAO market. So talk a little bit about where you guys fit in there so I can pepper you with some questions on what that means to the audience and why it's important.
Sure. So about 20%, a little more than 20% of all C3PAOs use our platform to deliver assessments. And then we staff and help them have surge capacity, provide CCAs to them, and lead CCAs. We have about 50 CCAs, so I think we are the largest C3PAO from a staff standpoint, but we've done that so that we can help other C3PAOs deliver and shorten the timelines to deliver assessments. So we're really excited to help build the ecosystem in that way. And certainly we do have our MSP practice and ESP stuff. Our core focus is really building the ecosystem for assessments.
So for those that don't know what that means necessarily, you have a pile of people that are authorized to do these and have gone through what they need to go through and be on an assessment team.
That's correct.
And you're able to provide them to other C3PAOs, not just house 50 people in your camp and not let anybody in unless you say so.
That's right. We like to share. We're an open source company, and so we believe the best way to ultimately defend the warfighter is to have more C3PAOs so the cost stabilizes and that people can have access to assessments quickly and at an equitable price, I think is how we'd say.
That's what we need, more of that. See, this is why you're on. This is why I like you. Okay, talk a little bit about the what you guys do provide for C3PAOs from the product side.
So we have a Google platform, and that platform allows people to deliver assessments. And because all our people are trained on that platform, every C3PAO that uses it, all the people don't have to be retrained. They're all familiar with it. And we do flat rate supply of those CCAs and lead CCAs to other C3PAOs so that they can budget and be able to do proposals and make, again, a reasonable profit. No surprises, no giant reports of hours.
Yes. No, that's good. Yes, the C3PAOs have their own things they have to do and follow. This isn't just someone in their basement. I mean, technically they can be in their basement, but not just some random person. Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, if they're on multiple teams,
that's right.
No, that's great. But yeah, they have to follow rules. They have to follow process. They have to they get in trouble when they don't. And a lot of that will take shape as the world. But we have new ones coming on every single week. I don't know the cadence of how often that's happening, but compared to a year ago when we were at the same event, a lot more C3PAOs, and we need more and more and more for it to be a requirement that can be required and passed, but also from cost perspective, standardization to make that be more cost prohibitive to the organizations. What would you tell someone who's watching or listening right now, looking for a C3PAO for the first time, and they land with maybe someone who is, quote, new C3PAO, have just been authorized in the last 30, 60 days, versus someone who's been doing these for now better part of a year to a year and a half?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think the wisest thing to do is try to understand the assessment team that will be assigned to you. Just because somebody's a new C3PAO, perhaps the assessor's been on 50 FSMA assessments or 20 CMMC assessments. And so as long as they have some body of actually doing it experience, which to be a lead CCA, they will have already demonstrated some of that.
Yep.
But you want to ask, how many assessments have they participated in, and maybe a little bit about their experience. You want to work with people you like. See if you can meet the team and make sure, as my kids say, that you vibe with them.
Or they're tough.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a new one. My kids, I was at Disney for 3 days, and I just learned some things from high schoolers that I'm starting to feel old, that I don't have all the lingo down. But it's okay. It didn't mean the same thing it meant when we were younger, because you were tough. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I did write down a note, because when we were chatting before we went on, external service provider side. So, we can talk more about that, because we're not a C3PAO. We never will be, ever in a million years, because we want to be on the problem-solving product side, not both. So, customer responsibility matrix, obviously a huge topic. Used to be called shared responsibility matrix, or still is, depending on what you're reading. External service providers are all different in a lot of cases, but look and feel and smell the same in some cases. What do you see and recommend there for when someone's trying to figure out to be more efficient, to lower costs and responsibility, however you want to say that? What's some of the biggest points that you can make on that?
It's a really important thing. I'm glad you brought up. Understanding business risk is really what drives any business decision, and that the matrices that you're looking at, there'll be things that you as an OSC or an organization seeking certification have to do. There's some things you may have to share, and there's other things the provider is going to take care of. And you really need to look at that closely and ask yourself the question, do I have the humans, whether they're contracted or internal, to do the things that are shared or the things that fall on my side? And when I have things that are not taken care of, that in terms of your own responsibility, that the provider is going to take care of, are they doing it in a way in which you're comfortable as far as business risk? Are you happy with the document templates? Are you happy with the support offerings? Do you like the team you're going to work with? Because you're going to be with this system for 36 months. Once you get an assessment, you can't move unless you get the next environment assessed first. It's really expensive. So just understand your risk and how much work you're going to have to do. That's really what it comes down to.
Well, thank you for highlighting that, because I asked that because I think there's still a misunderstanding for a lot of organizations that are tackling this for the first time or want to, because they don't have the contracts yet, so they want to get there. The difference between, say, digital CUI and physical CUI and what that does to responsibility. Spoiler alert, if it's physical and it's running around in here, hard for technology to control that. I'm not going to get into the topic of responsibility claims on how some things can claim responsibility for something that can't be done digitally, and that's just stuff that the organization, it's hard to understand, right? So it's understanding, like Toby's saying, talk to people that you can tell have done it, that you like working with, that I always say talk like they're human beings. That helps if they can talk to you as a human, not just a lead or a number or a folder, which is also very important. I know you guys do a great job of that. So that's great. That really, really helps. These go really quick. So this is, thank you for being on. The reason we do these brief is if you want to talk more to Toby and his team and MNS Group, this is your chance to tell them where to go, and we'll have you on again for sure to elaborate on some of these topics as they continuously expand, but let people know where they can find you.
Well, thank you for that. You can find us at mnsgroup.com and at securecmmc.com. If you want to be a C3PAO, we'd love to help you.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Thanks everybody for watching this episode. Continue to stay tuned. Find Toby if you can where you see him in person and or online, and we'll check everybody out next time.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode, and make sure to subscribe to the Cuick 10 podcast wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about Cuick Trac, visit our website at www.cuicktrac.com.